Hello everybody. 1.9 came around the corner very quickly to all of our surprise, and whilst it's a smaller update, it has some pretty cool new additions. So, without boring you with a long introduction, let's go straight into the patch list. This is my review of version 1.9. First of all, just like the 1.8 review, let's begin with the station and depot upgrades, and thankfully enough there are fewer this time. We begin with Neri Harbour. The first observation is there are 2 platforms in an island formation rather than just one, which is a shame, but with the addition of Express it's probably needed. The station itself is reminiscent of Kyle of Lochaush Station in Scotland, with which they've done a great job at recreating the platforms and what's around it. You can also see that they've added a cruise ship beside, which doesn't look out of place, but it could do with a little more detail. They also decided to keep the freight depot off to the side, which is good for all the speculators out there, because of course, freight. Continuing down the line, we're now at Neri Station, and, well, you know Gothland and GCR? This reminds me of it because of the passing tracks in the middle. Speaking of the actual station, they've clearly been improving from their previous station builds, as I love the detail they put into the canopy and the waiting room you can access. Plus, they put the terminating platform in a cool place. The new footbridge looks okay as well, which resembles the new one at West Coast. Meanwhile, at Eden Quay, the new station is phenomenal in my opinion. The station itself, which I mistook as Ashland Park from its sneak peek, is based on Dockyard, and whilst it doesn't have Trainspotting Mayhem's claimed SCR headquarters, the scenery in this area is variated to the point that it properly looks like a village by a quay. The railway bridge also has plenty of attention to detail. I also like how they've kept 4 of the Rainbow Towers, as they were so iconic before this area is upgraded. Something else to note is this foot tunnel under the quay that Toby put in, which is something original in SCR, instead of having some kind of footbridge. Next up, we have Faraday Road. Depot. Faraday Road station itself wasn't actually upgraded, which is fine because it's detailed enough as it is, and it fits into the new scenery around the area. Meanwhile, you have this new depot with all sorts of open tracks everywhere, with the sheds in the middle of it all, which looks really cool. This is typical of what we'd expect with SCR depots now, which looks great in my opinion because they're branching out for depots to stop looking like boxes and more like random clusters of sidings. Something else to point out is how there are now children's playgrounds dotted around the Neri branch, which is great for kids like Cash to go and play in. Also, this area here from the sneak peek was indeed an area where they decided to split the line into 2 tunnels, which is in between Neri and Eden Quay. Now, let's look at the new network map.
Is this a bowl of spaghetti spilt on my screen? I really can't.
Seriously though, this map is ridiculous. First of all, is there really a need to extend Express to Neri Harbour and Morgantown docks? Although it does open up for some cool gameplay similar to cross-country operations, it's just an unusual decision for an operator where the only trains go up to 125 miles per hour. Second of all, why did they need to turn it 90 degrees and mix everything up? It's not like Lynn is close to Berrily, Neri is near Whitefield, and Leighton West is near Morgantown. Anyway, if you want a full rant about this map, Julio Stuff made a video about it if you're interested. We are now going to hand the mic over to Mr. Matty, who's going to be explaining the new Disruption events feature in SCR that we've been waiting for so long.
Ah yes, what a very ordinary day in SCR. Everything is running as planned. But wait, what's this? A temporary speed restriction. These bad boys always show up when there's trouble on the line ahead. But what do they mean? Let me explain. Whenever there is an incident such as something striking a bridge or a flood, these signs will appear to warn you of the danger in front of you. Let's go through each of them, shall we? This sign is to warn you of an upcoming event, so slow down. A yellow sign with a number on it and alternating flashing lights is warning you to prepare to slow down to the indicated speed. A numbered sign without any flashing lights is the start of said speed restriction. When you come across a T sign like this is the end of the speed restriction, so you may now return to line speed. And finally, these signs are usually located at platforms to remind drivers that the speed restriction is still in place when you leave. And that's it! You now know what to do when it comes to these disruption events. If you want any further information, however, a link to the wiki page can be located in the description.
Well, to end off, just like last time, we'll be time-lapsing myself driving on the Neri branch and commenting on the scenery. You begin by leaving West Benton into the industrial-looking depot area with a stop at Faraday Road. After that, you go through a town-like area with towers, houses, and all sorts of other things, which looks cool. It then goes up, through a hill cutting, and over the new bridge, and into Eden Key Station. The line then splits into 2 tunnels, goes through the tunnels, and then emerges at the new Newry siding. The scenery around Newry is also quite nice, with its theme kind of being retail or commercial based. The line then becomes a single track and drives beside a rocky beach, before slowly approaching into Newry Harbour, the final stop. Other random things like further signals, platform extensions, and new speed signs have been added, but that's pretty much everything noteworthy about this update. So, with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Might have been a bit of a small update overall, but the quality definitely makes up the small quantity. Anyway, I'm Dweller, and thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and you can legally skip West Benton now.